All right, hello everybody. It is Coach Talon, your coach of the Atlanta Braves, bringing to you UPBA Week 2. This week we took on JB Westside and his Las Vegas Cinderaces for an epic Week 2 showdown. As the time of recording the battle, as you can tell, this is post-com. At the time of recording his battle, it was his birthday, so be sure to go wish him a belated happy birthday from yours truly. He's now officially 2 of me, as he's 28 and I'm 14. I hope you feel old, JB, because you low-key kind of are. All jokes, though, you're a homie. So, yeah, we're here for the Week 2 showdown. Obviously, he brought some hitters. I brought some hitters of my own. So, he's rocking with the Moltres, the Porygon Z, the fucking Garchomp. I was trying to think of the thing's name. Slowbro, Vikavolt, and Avalugg. Basically the exact team I expected. Other than the Avalugg, I did expect Scrafty to come over Avalugg because I felt like that could have done some shenanigans. But overall, he decided to go with Avalugg, which, it's relatively okay. Not too big of an issue for me. So, off lead, I'm trying to think of what should I lead here. I do want to turn up the playback speed really quick, though. Oh, no, it's already at 1 point. Okay. Anyways, I'm trying to decide what I want to lead here, and I end up wanting to lead my Darmanitan. Because overall, Darmanitan is a fairly safe lead for me. Like, nothing really wants to take a hit from Darmanitan. Vikavolt is the lead that I kind of expected, which is why I led Darmanitan. So you may think that, oh, if you expected this, why don't you just Flare Blitz? U-turning is always the play here, though. Because you got a Slowbro potentially rocking with Rocky Helmet, which is the item I expected it probably would be running. Spoiler alerts, it's not. And a Garchomp in the back. You never, with Rough Skin, because what other ability does Garchomp run? You never Flare Blitz here. Not on this plate. Not on this turn, at least. So, I'd get off the U-turn, do some nice little chip damage, and I'm ultimately deciding, damn, who do I go into? Because he stayed in. I was really expecting the switch there. So, I end up deciding to go into my Hawlucha here, and just click Brave Bird. Probably should have clicked something else. Brave Bird probably was not the play. They just throw off the sticky webs, which is fine. I can rapid spin those away later with Mr. Rhyme. So I'm not too worried about it. And obviously, I just go for the Brave Bird. I don't want to try to set up on this thing in case he does stay in and goes for like a Thunderbolt or something like that. I need damage off on this thing, and hopefully Brave Bird will kill, even though it is neutral and not super effective. So probably should have clicked Rock Slide. But as you see, it does not KO, and Thunderbolt does come off, and we unfortunately are going to lose our Hawlucha there. So we're not getting another 5-0 Hawlucha sweep. Super unfortunate for the boys. You hate to see it. And so now I'm trying to decide who I go out into here. I did contemplate for a little bit. I do ultimately end up deciding to go into my Darmanitan, though. Overall, because Darmanitan it's a hitter, man, and it has, some really great pivotal, moves. And so, with U-turn, obviously. So, it can just pivot around. I'm not too worried about it. And so, here, I now expected the switch to come into either Slowbro or Garchomp. And so, I U-turn here. But he says, nah, you fucking thought. And I say, I hate it here. Because he decides to stay in again. And so, now I have to decide who I want to go into. And I don't want to go into Goodra, because I don't want to be at -1 with Goodra. So I end up going into Mr. Rhyme as they fire off a Thunderbolt, and I take it all right. It's not the greatest. I take it fairly decently. It's definitely okay. So I just rapid spin here because another Thunderbolt won't kill me as they go out into the Avalugg, which I'm okay with. I'll actually take this. And so now I'm contemplating, do I go for a Focus Blast here? Because Mr. Rhyme, Big Pimpin', which, it was supposed to be his nickname, but Pokemon won't allow it. He always lands these Focus Blasts, alright? I never have to worry about him not landing a Focus Blast, right? So, and I did calculate, it was saying that Focus Blast should have KO'd here, but he's obviously rocking some special defense investment, because it lived, and I don't think it was killing in any kind of world, unless I got, low roll. But he goes for an EQ here, and it does not a lot of damage. It doesn't KO, thankfully, and I can just go for the easy Psychic here. Nothing too worrisome. As they do withdraw, and they finally give me the Vikavolt. They finally choose to sack this thing off. I go for the Psychic, and Mr. Rhyme is able to pick up a KO very nicely. So, Now I'm like, who do they bring in here? I feel like either way, I don't have the greatest switch-ins as they bring in the Porygon Z, and I don't have the greatest switch-ins into this thing. This thing is really just a hitter and can fire off like any kind of move, and it'll do damage to basically everything. So I kind of just have to let this thing go down here, and hope that he doesn't have like Stealth Rocks on Garchomp since Vikavolt is no longer running around. I don't have to worry about sticky webs. And the only mon that really cares for rocks is Darmanitan, so I'm not too worried about it, as I just go for the Freeze Dry because they can kill me with whatever here. And they do reveal the Shadow Ball, which is actually good for us to know that they have for later game. Very valuable information for us. So, I'm contemplating, I'm just going to go Darmanitan here. I can fire off the Flare Blitz now. I'm not too worried about taking chip on Darmanitan at this point in the game. Like whether he goes into Slowbro with potential Rocky Helmet or something else like that. I Flare Blitz, no big deal. I'm getting damage basically on everything. As they do go out into the Garchomp, and Flare Blitz, actually, as you will see, actually does a really nice chunk of damage. However, he's Rough Skin, which sucks, but he's also Rocky Helmet, which is even worse. Plus, the recoil damage is going to drop me down to close to half. I'd say about 60% is where I'm at with my Darmanitan right now. So I'm contemplating, who do I go into here? I kind of want to go into Goodra expecting the ground type move, but I also kind of want to go into Nidoking expecting the dragon type move to come off. Overall, it's just not looking good for me right now. Since I lost Hawlucha, Earthquakes are extremely free against my team. I do end up opting to go into my my Nidoking here, as I can just fire off some heavy hitting Earth powers, and that is exactly what I choose to do, as Earthquake, unfortunately for JB here, does not kill. I'm fairly sure that might have been a roll. It really just depends on his investment. But I have a free Earth power here, as he can probably just KO me, but I do get some pivot into the Goodra if he does. But he actually chooses to withdraw as he goes into the Slowbro here. And so I'm going to get a big hit off on this thing and drop him down to close to half. So I'm thinking he can regenerate this away later, so I'm just going to get up my T-Spikes here. Because if I hit him with another one, he switches out and gives the regenerator health back. So T-Spikes help me in the long run because it can Toxic the Slowbro upon next entry, the Porygon, the Garchomp, and it's going to whittle everything down, and the Avalugg as well, assuming it's not Boots. So I do go into my Aegislash after they take out the Nidoking, and I can freely just go for a Shadow Ball. My Calc is telling me that it's going to kill, so I'm not too worried about it. Shadow Ball is overall just the best play here for me. And really nothing, it's a very spammable move. They could go Porygon Z, but as you see, they don't. And I can get just a giant-ass Shadow Ball off here. Fortunately, it does take out the Slowbro. We reveal our Life Orb, which was inevitable anyways. It doesn't really matter. So, who do they go out into here now? I'm trying to decide, as they do end up going out into the Moltres. I maybe thought Porygon Z would come out. I kind of forgot that this thing was in the back. So, here I'm kind of debating like who I go out into. Like if I go out into Goodra, if I go out into Darmanitan. Either way, I'm taking nothing from like a fire type move. As I just decided to go out into my Darmanitan, so no big deal as they U-turn. They reveal the U-turn, which I'm okay with. I take a little bit of chip from it, not too much, not too worried about it. As I'm trying to see who they go out into here. Like they could go Garchomp, they could go Slowbro. Well, no, Slowbro's dead. They opt to go out into the table. And here, I'm like, okay, I'll take this. I just fire off the Flare Blitz here. They could have gotten Garchomp here and got some, like, Rocky Helmet, Rough Skin recovery, but then they get, like, massive chip on the Garchomp. So I did contemplating, like, Rock Sliding or U-turning, maybe, if he did want to go out into the Garchomp. Thankfully, he doesn't on my Flare Blitz, and I can take out the Avalugg. No problems. So, they go back out into the Moltres. No big deal. Now is where I switch into my Goodra, and they do reveal that they are packing a specific move. They're packing Scorching Sands. I completely forgot that this thing gets that. It does no kind of damage to my Goodra, thanks to investment. And I can freely just drop a Draco here and do some big damage to basically everything if they do decide to switch. Obviously, they don't. They stay in. And Draco Meteor is going to do a lot of fucking damage. Drop them down to, like, I'd say about 40-ish% as they fire off another Scorching Sands. I'm at -2. They get a crit Scorching Sands. Doesn't matter too much though, because I'm a fucking Goodra, so I'm tanking these hits. I fired off with another Draco Meteor, thinking that it's probably gonna KO here. Unfortunately, it doesn't, and they're actually able to get off a Roost here. Super unfortunate for me. And so here I'm like, okay, I could Draco again, or I can switch expecting them to Roost again and get back in with Darmanitan and click Rock Slide. So I'm kind of thinking like, damn, what do I want to do? Do I just Draco again? Do I switch? Ultimately, if I decide to move, ultimately I think I do end up going into Darmanitan here. I did contemplate whether or not to go into my Aegislash. As you can see, I do click it. I did think about it for a second, but no, I do end up going into my Darmanitan. And thinking that they're probably going to Roost, try to get back up to full health here, or close enough to full health to make the difference relevant, as they just Scorching Sands, and it does take out my Darmanitan. Super unfortunate for me. I wouldn't say a bad play, just a good predict on me going like one of my either Darmanitan or Aegislash on that play, but I think it probably was fairly obvious. So, I go into my Aegislash, probably not the best play, as they do just opt to Flamethrower. I probably should have gone back out into Goodra. But I just opt to Shadow Ball here and hope that it's enough to either KO or put him in range of Shadow Sneak. And I do a fuck ton of damage with my Shadow Ball, thankfully. And so now I can easily just KO this thing with Shadow Sneak and not worry about it too much. This Moltres has been enough of a problem. Time to get it out of here. Thankfully, Moltres does go down. So, here it's an easy play for them to just go into their Porygon Z. I don't know what item they are yet. I'm imagining that they are they're Scarfed, not Specs. And my only move is just Close Combat, but they'll outspeed me anyways. And they can just click Shadow Ball and ruin my life, as they do click Shadow Ball and ruin my life. So Aegislash is going to go down very unfortunately. So now it's all up to Goodra and whether or not she can hit her Draco Meteors. So I bring out my Goodra for the final time, and I have to hope that Draco can kill this and at -2 potentially KO the Garchomp. So because I can't hit any, like I can hit things with for neutral damage for the Porygon Z, but I can't hit him for super effective. I'll hit him for like nothing with the Garchomp. So Draco really is the only play. As Shadow Ball does come off, this is where I find out that they are probably they're Scarfed, because that would have done a lot more if they were Specs. Thankfully, I am able to KO the Porygon Z with my Draco Meteor. As now they go into the Garchomp. It's their only play left. And I'm praying. It's a roll here. It's a 50-50 roll. Or, well, close enough to a 50-50 roll. And I'm praying. Draco. 1, I need you to land. 2, I need you to get that roll. Please. And we get the roll. And that is going to be week 1 of the UPBA. Shout out to JB. Or, not week 1. That's going to be week 2. Shout out to JB, man. Such an amazing game played by the both of us, I think. There were definitely a little bit of misplays, I'm not gonna lie. I think I misplayed quite a bit, especially towards that end game with like my Darmanitan and my Aegislash. I definitely could have played that game a bit better. And even in the early game with Hawlucha. But overall, it was a really fun match. Shout out to JB again. Happy birthday, man. Hope you had an amazing day. Sorry I could not give you the birthday win. But with that being said, I am going to get up on out of here. It was a fun match. Again, GG. Be sure to go check out JB along with all the other coaches of the UPBA, because they're all beautiful and wonderful people. I'm Coach Talon, your coach of the Atlanta Braviaries, and I'll see you guys next time. Thank you.